Hello students. So some natural phenomena in this chapter we will study today, that is the earthquake. A little bit we have studied in the previous lecture also. Now we will study in this lecture what are the do's and don'ts in the earthquake and how it can be created, and S wave, P waves, all those things we will elaborately discuss. Okay. So first thing is the seismic or fault zone. Here, the boundaries of the plates on the Earth's crust are weak zones. So here you can see that this is the main Earth crust. This is the main Earth crust. Okay, this is the main Earth crust. And here you have another one. So I'm not drawing all those things. So this is the Earth crust. And here you know that the boundaries of the plates on the earth crust are weak zones where earthquakes are mostly likely to occur. And these are known as seismic or fault zone. Here you can see that there will be some crust weak zones are there from where the earthquakes are mostly like occur, and this is called fault zone. And the power of the earthquake is expressed in terms of the magnitude on its scale, and that is called Richter scale. That is called Richter scale. Richter scale. And it is very unfortunate that in Japan, the Richter scale measurement is very, very high, and earthquakes are also, the frequency of the earthquakes are also very high. Now, earthquake with magnitude less than equal to 7 with the Richter scale, that is okay. But if it is greater than 7, at that time it is very, very much destructive. It is very much destructive, and this scale is not linear, and in that is an increase of 2 in magnitude implies that 1,000 times more destructive energy, 1,000 times more destructive energy. So what is the, how we can measure the power of the earthquake using the Richter scale, and if it is greater than 7, then it is very destructive earthquakes. Okay, if it is 4 or 3 or 4.56, 4.55, so then there are no so much destruction is there is no so much destruction, only the vibration you can feel. But if it is greater than 7, you can see that all the buildings will be that destroyed, and the roads will be destroyed at that time. So this is the, here in this picture, if you see in this picture, you can see that how destructive this one. This is in Richter scale greater than 7. In Richter scale, that is greater than 7. The path, the total path that has been, just all these things has been destroyed. Now the seismic waves. Now tremors deep inside the earth produce the waves. So the tremors inside the earth that produce the waves, that is called seismic wave. That is called seismic waves. Now first one, that is the love wave, and this is the Rayleigh wave, and here this is the P wave, and this one is also P wave. Now the wavelength, that is the, this much is the wavelength. That means if you have this thing, then this is the wavelength. So this is the wavelength. Okay, this is the wavelength. And there are some compression and expansion is there, that we will see later on also. So undisturbed medium is this much, and this medium, that is some, here you have some compression, here you have some expansion here. Okay, so that thing we will study elaborately. Now the seismograph. So seismograph, this is an instrument, the seismograph, this is an instrument that records seismic waves, is called the seismograph. That is called the seismograph, the instrument that records the seismic waves, and consists of a vibrating rod or pendulum that starts vibrating when tremors occurs. Now generally this is the seismograph. Now here you can see that there is a weight here and there is a pencil here. There is a pencil here. And this is the rotating drum. And this is that spring. So if there is any vibrations, then due to these vibrations, this will draw some graph on the rotating drum. And this here you can see with the help of the pencil, there is a paper here and it will draw something. So that is the this vibrating, that pendulum that starts vibrating when the tremors occurs, then this pendulum will vibrate, and you can see that it will draw some graphs. And after the study of the graph, you can the after the study of the graph, they can understand how much is the value of the or power of the earthquake. Okay. Now, what are fault zones? Name the fault zones in India. So let's solve few new problems. Then after that again we will start. Since earthquakes are caused by the movement of plates, the boundaries of the plate the boundaries of the plates are weak zones where earthquakes are more likely to occur. The weak zones are also known as seismic or fault zones. In India, the most threatened areas of fault zones are Kashmir, Western and Central Himalayas, the Indo-Gangetic Plain, Run of Kutch, etc. Okay. Now, how can tremors be caused? Tremors on the earth are caused when a volcano erupts or a meteor hits the earth, or an underground nuclear explosion is carried out. What are seismic waves and how are these waves recorded? The tremors produce waves on the surface of the earth. These are called seismic waves. These waves are recorded by an instrument called the seismograph. Now, protection from an earthquake. So here, if you are out in outdoor, then find a clear spot. Find a clear spot. Just a minute. Let me change the ink color. Find the cleared spot away from overhead lines and buildings. And if in a car, then go to the cleared spot and stay inside the car all till the tremors stop. And stay under a table till tremors stop. Avoid staying near tall, heavy objects. So whenever there will be earthquake and your guardians may call you and you just they are advising you that you have to come down from your multi-storied building and you have to wait in a field. Okay. Then structural measures, and in highly seismic areas build mud houses with light roofs in order to minimize the damages, and fix cupboards and shelves to the walls, and during the earthquake some buildings catch fire and therefore must be proper working firefighting equipments. Now, what are the different layers of the earth? The earth is made up of three different layers: the crust, the mantle, and the core. What is seismograph? An instrument that records seismic wave is called seismograph. What are the measures we should adopt to protect against earthquake? The necessary measures in seismic zones, it is advisable to make the of building structure of building simple so that it is quake safe, modern building technology can make it possible in highly seismic areas. The use of mud or timber is better than using heavy construction materials. Since some building may catch fire, it is necessary that all buildings, especially tall buildings, have fire equipment in working order. Here I am writing again. Next point. If you are at home, we should take shelter under a table and stay there till the shaking stop. And we should just a minute. We should stay away. Stay away from tall and heavy objects that may fall on us. Okay, that may fall on us. If we are in bed, we should protect our head with pillow. Okay, and if we are at outdoor, we should find a clear spot away from building, trees, and overhead power lines and drop to the ground. If traveling by a car or a bus, do not come out and drive slowly to clear spot. Okay, List three states of India where earthquakes are more likely to strike. Gujarat, Assam, and Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. Suppose you are outside your home and an earthquake strikes, what precaution would you take to protect yourself? Number one, find and go to an open field and stay away from buildings, trees, electric wire, and poles. If you are in a car, then drive to an open field and do not come out of the car. Okay. Next, the types of earthquake waves. So, in the types of earthquake waves, we have based on the medium they travel in, the earthquakes waves can be classified under two categories. Okay. Under the two categories, let me change the ink color. Body wave and surface wave. Body waves, these are those waves that travel through the earth, through the earth, and they originate at the epicenter of the earthquake and travel through the earth at amazing speed, at amazing speed, at amazing speed. Okay, so here the body waves here the body waves, you have to understand this thing. The body waves, there are two types of waves you can see. One is the body wave, another is the surface wave. And body waves are those waves that travel through the earth and they originate at the epicenter of the earthquake and travel through the earth at amazing speed. And body waves, these are actually body waves consist of P waves that are the first to arrive, or S waves or reflections of either body waves travel through the rock directly, and body waves travel through the rock directly. Okay, so what is body wave? Body wave is a seismic wave that moves through the interior of the earth as opposed to surface waves that travel near the earth's surface. P and S waves are body waves. Okay. Next, there are two body waves here, that is P waves and S waves. Already I have told this P waves and S waves. And surface waves are those waves, or S waves. S waves, these are those waves that travel on the surface of the earth, and the destruction caused by the earthquakes is primarily done by these waves. Whatever the destruction that is caused by the S waves. Now you see the S wave. You see the picture. What is the S wave? Now direction of the propagation and particle motion you can see here. This is the S wave, and S wave is called also the secondary wave or and shear waves, and they are transverse wave. They are transverse wave, and which means that the motion is perpendicular to the direction of the wave propagation. They are transverse wave. So S wave can only travel through the solid, and scientists have successfully mapped the Earth's interior by studying the roots of these waves. So here you can see that this wave will move like this. Okay, so here you can see that the transverse wave, which means that the motion is perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So this is the direction of the propagation and the motion is in this way. Motion is in this way, and that means this is perpendicular. Okay. Now the P waves. Here both of these I have shown so that it is very clear that the P waves and the S waves. Here the P waves are the primary waves, are the first waves to hit the seismographs when an earthquake strikes. So here you can see that there in the P waves you have some completion and you have some normal condition. So primary waves, these are the first waves to hit the seismographs when the earthquake strikes, and they are longitudinal waves. And they are longitudinal waves. So here they are longitudinal waves, and which means that it is just propagating with the propagation of the motion. With the direction of the motion, it is propagating. With the direction of the motion, this is the direction of motion. So with the direction of motion, it is also propagating. And here it is perpendicularly propagating. And it is the longitudinal. It is longitudinal wave, and this is perpendicular. Okay. Now the differences between the P waves and S waves. P waves are first wave to hit the Earth's surface. S waves, this arrives after the P waves, and these waves, P waves, P waves, these waves travel in the speed of 1.5 to 13 km per second, but whereas the S waves, it is 1.7 times slower than the P waves. But the S waves are very destructive because it is the perpendicular wave. And P waves, these waves travel in a linear direction, whereas S waves will move in a transversal direction. And P waves that travel through the solid, liquid, and gas, and S waves, these waves travel through only the solids. And P waves, these waves can travel through solid, liquid, gas, and these waves can travel only the solids. Okay, so this difference is very, very important for your examination. For your examination. So please remember this thing. Now, what is earthquake? What is earthquake? Already we know that an earthquake, this is the, I am writing here. Just a minute. Let me change the ink color. So what is earthquake? An earthquake is the trembling or shaking of the earth when multiple tectonic plates suddenly slip past each other. What are seismic waves? The waves or bursts of energy that propagate through the earth and instigate earthquake are called seismic wave. What are the two types of seismic wave? P waves S waves, these are the body waves, and another one is surface waves. Okay. What are the two types of body waves? P wave and S waves. P waves and S waves. What are P waves? P waves are the first waves that are detected by a seismograph. They are the fastest seismic waves and can travel through gases, liquids, or solids. What causes earthquake? It is caused due to sudden tectonic movements in the Earth's crust. Okay. What to do during an earthquake? Here you have to write the outdoor and the indoor effects. Okay. What are the precautions you have to do for the indoor and outdoor whenever you are at the outdoor and whenever you are indoor? Stay in a car if you are traveling. Don't stay near tall building or electric pole. Indoor, stay under the table. So there are so many. Already we have started this. Now do's and don'ts. One must stay indoor until shaking stops, and one must stay away from bookcases, furnitures, because they can be there is a shaking. At that time it can be that they will fall upon you, so you have to be very much cautious about this. And the shelter must be under a table or bed and hold on to the post or any other fixture. And if one is outdoor, then shelter must be taken in a clear stop away from the building, trees and power lines. After the disaster, what you can do, the first aid kits always you have to prepare for yourself and for other persons also. If seriously injured, then individuals should be taken to the hospitals and the proper take care should be given. And if a person is not breathing, rescue breathing must be monitored, and if the person has no pulse, CPR must be given. And tumbling shelves, falling items must be taken care of. The tumbling shelves and falling items must be taken care of. Any damage, main gas bulbs must be checked for leaks, and one must away from the downed power lines and any object or appliances in contact with it, and broken appliances must be unplugged until the damage is repaired. What are the effects of earthquake? That first effect, that is the ground shaking, then damage to a man-made structure. And what are the difference between seismograph and Richter scale? Seismograph, it is used, just a minute. Seismograph, it is used for measuring and recording the vibrations of the earthquake, and Richter scale, it is measuring the intensity of the earthquake, that is power of the earthquake. And seismograph used for measuring the motion related to the ground, like seismic waves resulting in an earthquake and volcanic eruption, and Richter scale used to quantify the energy that is released due to the earthquake. Now, where do earthquake occurs? Where do earthquake occurs? Just a minute. So, seismic zone or earthquake belts. What is seismograph? What is seismograph? It is an instrument to measure and record the details related to earthquakes, like force, duration, etc. What is an earthquake zone? Earthquake zone is defined as it is defined as the zone on the earth's surface around which the majority of earthquakes occur, and it is also known as the seismic zone or earthquake belt. What are the earthquake zones in India? Already we have answered this question, I think. That is, there are five earthquake zones. Here we have in India, they are zone 5, highly prone to earthquakes, highly prone to earthquakes like Punjab, Kashmir, Northeast India, and Northeast India. Zone 4, parts of Delhi, Jammu, Bihar. Zone 3, moderate damage, risk, Western Himalayan plains, Andaman and Nicobar Island, Zone 2 and 1, low damage risk. What is meant by earthquake? An earthquake is the shaking of the earth's surface due to the sudden release of energy in the earth's crust. So, it is the shaking of the earth's surface. Name that scale on which the destructive energy of the earthquake is measured. Richter scale. Okay. An earthquake measures 3 on that scale. Would it be recorded by the seismograph? It is likely to cause much damage. So here the scale has the reading 1 to 10. Now if it is 3 under the seismograph, 3 would be recorded, yes. 3 would be recorded by seismograph and the magnitude of scale 3 would not cause much damage. An earthquake of magnitude 5 is considered as destructive. What actually causes lightning? Is caused by It is caused by accumulation of charges in the clouds. What happens when amber is rubbed with fire? It develops the capacity to attract light objects. What is static electricity? The electrical charge reproduced by the electrical charge reproduced by rubbing two objects is called static electricity. Static electricity. Okay. Thank you all this much for today. Thank you.